Today's topic is influence from your peers. What kind of effect does it have on you and on your future, and what is it that you could do about that? Where do you go from there? If you were to evaluate basically the major influences in your life, things that have shaped the kind of person that you are, who today you claim to be, the hardest thing to figure out is whether or not this was an influence that came from your family, from your friends, from your acquaintances, from your extended families, from your colleagues, or from people that you know or that you hang around with. Influences are very, 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 powerful. Someone said, never underestimate the power of influence. And that is so true. If you underestimate the power that the influence has on you, then look at how many successful people out there and look whom they hang around with. You will see rich people hanging around rich people, smart people hanging around smart people. I once read that a very successful man in this world who had made tremendous amount of money, huge amount of billions and billions. And he was asked, how do you determine your success? How do you make it so that you're constantly growing and you're making more money and becoming wealthier each year and doing greater things? He said, two things. I hang around people who are smarter than I, and I hire people who work with me or for me who know more than I do. Now, most people don't do that. Most people think, you know what, I know it all. I know what I want. I know what I've got. I know who I am. And I have a great grasp of what I need to do in my life. It's not so. It's not so because there are so many people out there that are smarter than you and I. They're smarter and greater and richer. And there's always ways to learn from these people. And they can affect not only who you are, but it can affect everything around you. And don't be, for whatever reason, don't be so naive to think that those influences don't influence you. If you hang around people that never cuss, you probably will not cuss. But if you hang around, I guarantee you, people who cuss all the time, you'll probably end up cussing. If you hang around people who never read, you'll probably also never read because they never discuss any books, because they never read. If you hang around people that read all the time and constantly exchanging ideas about books, you will also get into the habit of reading. If you hang around people that eat a lot of junk food and never exercise, you'll probably also be one of those that doesn't exercise and eats a lot of junk food. On the other hand, if you hang around people who are very healthy and health conscious and always looking at what they're eating, what they're taking, nothing comes into their mouth until they know exactly the origin of it and how it's going to impact their digestive system and whether or not this will be a complement to what they're eating and the combination of food and so on. And if they pay attention to that and they exercise continuously, they go to the gym or they work out on a regular basis, you know what? If you hang around these people, you'll be just like them. That's something that's so important. And some people will just wake up after years and say, how did I get here? How did I become so poor? Or how did I make so many mistakes? Or how did I gain so much weight? Or how did I become so ridiculously stupid? Literally. And that is because of the association and the people that you hang around with. It's so important to be surrounded by great people, smart people, wonderful people. And I'm not talking about here only those people. I'm just saying knowing that the majority of your time should be spent with the majority of the people that you want to be like, the people that you aspire to, and the things that are much greater than you. So there are questions that you need to ask yourself. And here's the first question that you want to ask. As you're developing your system, as you're growing, as you're trying to reach a better life, a greater life, a stronger life, as you're trying to become a successful person, ask yourself this very first question. Who are my friends? Who do I hang around with? Who are these people? Look around. And I'm not saying here, judge every single person. I'm literally asking you, are these people those that are bringing you up or those that are bringing you down? What are they? Who are they? And how are they influencing you? What kind of effect do they have on you? Have you been around people sometimes that are just negative, and then after speaking with them for a few minutes, you find yourself just being negative also? And you just go along with that path because that's how they see the world. The minute you see them, how are you? Oh, what a terrible day. Things are really bad. And did you hear what happened on the news? Oh my goodness, and there's so much traffic. Oh my gosh, and I can't take that rain anymore. And at the same time, I can't believe I dumped the coffee on my clothes this morning, and on and on and on. As opposed to somebody else, when you meet them in the morning and they say, well, this is a great day. Today, I'm determined, things are going to be great, and I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to do better than yesterday, even though all kinds of things may have happened that morning. They look at the positive side. Who are you hanging around with? Who are these people? Now, you might ask the question at this point right now, what about if it's my friend? I can understand to try to stay away from this friend. What if it's a family member? Well, it doesn't really matter who it is. You can either limit that association, or at times you can use what is called, the listening itself, retentive listening. Decide what you want to listen to and decide what you don't want to hear. This selective listening, it's what you want to take in. So when somebody, and let's say it's a family member, which I understand in this case could be difficult and challenging because they're family members, what are you going to do? Just be there, be polite, and say thank you very much. Now what you can do is try to influence them yourself. If you are that type of positive person, and they are the negative kind, why not influence them to become positive? Why not take their life and turn them into what you think is more positive than the way they see things? And it could be done in a gentle way. It could be done in a respectful way. And it certainly could be done in a kind way. You don't have to just knock them over the head and say, I don't want to be next to you because I've got to watch my own way and got to watch my own life. So ask yourself the question, who am I around? And look around your colleagues, look around your friends. Look who are you hanging around with? And what are they doing to you? That's the second question that you need to ask. Are they helping you grow, or are they hindering you from growing? What are they doing to you? Meaning, have they helped you, the friends that you have they helped you become a better person? What have they taught you? When you find yourself among these people, have these people taught you to become, let's say, more kind, more generous, more giving, more patient, more trusting, more successful, more understanding? Look at all the fine quality character traits there are out there and make a list and say, what have I learned from this person? Or, God forbid, the opposite. These people have taught you absolutely nothing. Since you're hanging around that person, you just sit down and watch TV all the time. Or you're just there on that computer playing games all the time. You're not growing, you're not learning, you're not experiencing, you're not transforming, you're not changing, you're not transcending. You're not doing anything that's beneficial to yourself, therefore not beneficial to your friends, therefore not beneficial to the world. You have a mission in this world and you have an ambition. You need to develop it. You need to look at it. You need to decide for it. What can I do to make it better? And to what extent? And therefore, that should be your focus on a daily basis. So first realize, who are you hanging around with? Who are your friends? Who are these peer people? Who are these acquaintances, members? Who is your general around people that you're hanging around with? Who are these people? The second is, are they helping you going up or they help you going down? Here's the next question, which is interesting, and that is something that you might want to decide on your own, and whether or not you accept that. See, if you accept it and say, you know what, I like my friends. I don't mind it. This is who I am. This is what I do. And I'm fine with that. I don't want to grow. I don't want to become richer, better, stronger, more sophisticated, healthier, nicer. I don't want to. Okay. I don't have anything to say towards that, because this is your life after all, and you have the right to decide of who you want to be and what kind of life you want to develop. But it's a shame if you think about it. If you have a potential and you've been given gifts from life, the gift of all kinds of beauty, because only you in the world have those gifts. There are many people in this world, over 7.5 billion, I believe, somewhere around that number. But let's call it billions. Of all those people, you are unique. There's no other person that's just like you. No other one in this world that's just like you. That have your talents, that have your possibilities, that have your strength. You may say, well, that's not true. There are many, many people who have what I have and even more than I have. That's true, but not in the same way that you do. And that's why you don't look like anyone else in the world. You may appear somewhat similar to others, but you're unique. And that is one of the reasons why you were created. That is one of the reasons why you were born in this world. Otherwise, what would be the point of you being here? What would be the point? Unless you use this activity, these talents. You may say, well, my talents are very limited. That's a case in point. If your talents are limited, take these talents and develop them. Take these desires, these ambitions that you have within yourself and grow them, open them, widen them, use them, develop them. That's the time you want to do that. If you have a dream, why not turn that dream into a reality? If you have a wish, why not turn it into something that you want to do? Turn it into an action. It's part of what you're wanting to do. It's part of what you're trying to develop. And listen to my other podcast if you want to. I've got one about the making the right decision, 5 steps of making the right decision. Listen to this. And if you feel, well, I've got so many bad habits, I made another podcast about the powerful ideas to change bad habits. Look at the library that we've created. There's so much to listen to out there, so much to learn. And you don't have just to listen to me. You can go out there and search, fly all over the place as much as you want and find what you need. Surf the internet if you have to, but look at the directives that you want to do and change that and ask yourself, is this okay? So now let's say you do have these people and you've got to keep on checking with yourself whether or not these people are negative or positive. Ignorance is never the best policy. You have to find what the best policy is for you and the people that you want to be with. And it's easy to let the influence shape your life. And those pressures sometimes could be overwhelming. I understand that. But you need to handle these associations and decide whether or not you want to be with them. If you decide, it's not okay. I've checked around who I am and these people. And I don't like these associations. I don't want to be there. I don't want to be around these people. Fine. Then cut them off. Cut them off. Walk away. It's a decision where you say, this is no longer the person I want to be around with. Now, that may be drastic. That may be critical to your needs, but you have to do it in a respectful manner. It doesn't mean you just tell the person, you know what? I don't want to be around you anymore. I could care less. You are a total negative person, or you're someone that I don't want to be around with. Goodbye. You could do it in a nice way. You could do it in a polite way. Certainly you don't want to do it in a way which is not hurtful, in a way which is respectful. And disassociate yourself with these people. Just completely cut them off, but over a period of time. And it doesn't have to be something that's going to last 3 years. You can do it over the next few days, next few weeks, so that you slowly but surely disassociate yourself from these people that are so negative that will bring negativity to your life and that make your life totally, totally dependent upon things which are not good and taking you the wrong direction. Now, some of the people you may say, they're not as bad, but I don't want to be too much around them. They have things or issues or ways in their life that I don't want to be there all the time. So in those cases, you can have a limited relationship. You can cut it down. You can make it so that it's only once in a while. You'll see them perhaps once a week, maybe once a month, or maybe every other month you'll go out with them. So you'll keep it because there are some advantages, but not enough to keep you there all the time. And then there are others who are phenomenally good people. They have good character traits. They are successful. They are generous. They are kind. They're giving. They are the type of people that you really want to be like. I want to be like this person. I really want to be able to act, walk, talk, think, and be like this person. That person you need to expand and continuously try to be more like and therefore be with them as much as possible. That's being conscientious about what you're trying to do, and that's a relationship on purpose that will get you to where you're trying to be. It's interesting. Sometimes when you go to a place and you are in line and you choose, let's say at a grocery store, and there are 4 or 5 lines and you're walking out and you choose which lane you want to be in. I was a few times with my wife, my dear wife, And interestingly enough, she chooses the lane that she wants to be at. Not only the quickest lane, but who's the person in front of that lane. She doesn't want to be next to somebody who, for whatever reason, to her, doesn't appear a person that she would want to associate with. That's not being prejudiced. That's not being, haughty or arrogant. It's choosing carefully who you want to be next to. And therefore, because she pays attention to that, she's always in the right lane. It's amazing. And you could choose that. You could choose to find out, how do I want to get there? It's like the GPS today. The GPS will give you the best route to get there. Why? Because it wants you to be there as the fastest way possible. The same thing in life. If you're trying to reach that successful goal, you want to know that you are around the right people. After all, you need to create and attract more successful people around you according to what you want to do, where you want to be. And believe it or not, success breeds success. And when you succeed, things will look different. They'll look better. They'll widen the path for you. Sometimes, interestingly enough, you're further ahead and the people that you have been with are limited because of their time. You'll find that anybody who's very successful typically is busy. They're busy pursuing their success, their dreams. They're busy developing their realities. They're busy building on greater things. Materially, spiritually, physically, professionally, psychologically, and emotionally, in every single way. They're busy. So they may not come after you and say, let me help you. Therefore, you have to go and seek these people out, and you have to go and be with them, and you have to go and want to be with them. You have to be with them. At the same time, the truth itself is that if these people will help you become better than you are, then you want to pursue them, and you want to carefully determine those things that will influence you and be closer to that. This is something that you should have at all times, and this is something that you should pay attention to. All right, so quick recap so that we're careful in what we're talking about here. And that is, number one, find out about the influence, the people that are around you, and ask yourself these questions. Who are they? Is this people I want to be with? Second is, are they helping me go up or down? What are they doing? What's going on with that life? And do I accept it? Do I say it's okay? Is that fine with me? From there, you make 3 decisions. Either to let them go completely, not to be around them, or to be with some of these people some of the time, but not all the time, or to really, really be with them a lot more and increase your closeness to these people. Be careful with that. And until then, I wish you the best. God blessings to you and everything that you do. And looking forward to having a remarkable day. Thank you.
If you like what you've heard, please let us know by leaving a comment below. We would really appreciate if you would be kind enough to like, share, and even subscribe. Feel free to follow us on Facebook.